What up, people? Welcome to the Izzy channel. Thank you for tuning in to this brand new channel where we're going to be delving into the world of sports, hoping to bring you some great, unique sports content for a lot of my favorite teams, as you can see back here: Arsenal, Yankees, 49ers, Notre Dame, maybe some golf stuff, and then also some other content that I hope you like. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. Good morning from snowy and rainy New York City. We're tuning in here for Arsenal versus Liverpool, third round FA Cup action. Excited to get this channel started and start producing some great sports content for you guys. Bringing you unique views from my point of view as somebody who's loved sports throughout his life, passion for sports. I love playing all sports, all different types of sports. Doesn't matter where, if it's your footy, your NFL, your baseball, all the way to badminton, anything that's done in the Olympics. I'm there. I love it. I love the world of sports, and I'm hoping to bring you guys some good content from my point of view. Uh, so yeah, let's get into this. So yeah, starting out this new channel, trying out some new things in 2024. I've been watching YouTube sports content creators for the past years, primarily in soccer or footy, from the UK, and I've fallen in love with the content. And a lot of the times, I want to be able to provide my opinion and point of view on things. So I definitely wanted to try and start my own channel to see, if I can get my points of views across, talk things more specific, and have an angle of things from a U.S. Soccer fan's point of view as I compare U.S. sports, particularly to EU sports, UK sports, soccer, and other things like that. Gonna try this out. I still have my day job. I'm I'm a market researcher in the data world, so I do a lot of data analysis and statistics, which is why tracking statistics in sports has always been a passion of mine and something I've been able to do. And then I've also played sports all my life, whether it be high school sports where I did football, baseball, tennis. I've also been doing recreational sports for the last 20 20 years as well. So I love playing sports. I love watching all sports. And I definitely feel I can provide a unique perspective and point of view, especially coming from the US side of things, as somebody who watches all different types of sports. To be able to provide analysis and viewpoints from something slightly different that we see in on the US, like on your ESPNs or on your other YouTube content creators out there. Uh, I want this to be a good platform where we interact positively, respectfully with each other. In the past, I've been somebody when I play sports. I've been somebody who, if you're on the other team, you hate me. You dislike me. I'm somebody you can't stand. And then if I'm on your team, I was somebody that you love having on your team because I'm always gonna have your back. And the focus from the other teams is gonna be mainly on you, on me, because of the way I interacted. And I've always, and definitely in my past, I've been a bad sore loser, and that's something that took me a long time to get around and try to turn the page on and learn and respect the teams that we play, whether win, lose, or draw. So I definitely want to kind of put that point of view across in this in all my content going forward on this channel. uh and I want, the interaction with the fans and the comments and the viewers and the subscribers to be similar. Let's try to be respectful as much as we can. We can, bash players and things like that, but I'm always going to come across from a point of view as somebody who's played in high level games and competitions, somebody who's been in a locker room for important games. Obviously, I never made it to any pro sports, but I have played many sports at the high school level, meaningful semifinal or championship games, and then again in the recreational side of things where I played in very important games and matches, and I feel I can provide that kind of unique perspective of across American versus EU sports, the different mindsets that we have, and how we take winning and losing. So today we're here to do the watch along for Arsenal versus Liverpool third round cup tie. Uh, Starting lineups, not happy with it. No Gabriel Jesus to start the game, and we're underway. FYI, so Arsenal's kicked off wearing it's white kits at home. Starting lineups, we have Kai Havertz up front, Reece Nelson on the left, Bukayo Saka on the right, with a midfield of Martin Odegaard, Jorginho, and Declan Rice, and your back four of Kiwior, Ben White, Gabriel, and Saliba with David Raya in goal. So yeah, as we get things started off on the way, definitely want to begin by talking a little bit about Mikel Arteta and where we're at right now under his stewardship. So obviously, last year was a great year with him, and this year started off well, but now we're kind of in a bad mid-season slump, and it's starting to be due to a lot of the decisions that he's made and his viewpoints on talent. In particular, oh, actually, Ramsdale got the start, so that's actually good. Ramsdale getting the starting goal, so that's a positive outlook. As I thought he should get a start, and there's might be some turmoil there in the in the locker room between the players and Arteta for dropping and going out and getting Raya. But anyway, where are we at with Arsenal right now, and what changes Mikel Arteta has done? I have a lot of disagreements with Mikel Arteta right now on on how he views talent. And the players that he's picking, and particularly the fact that he continues to favor and choose Eddie Nketiah, who I do not think is a good enough player to be playing as much as he's playing so far, and then Kai Havertz, this signing of somebody that we spent a lot of money on that is not really contributing, and again he's viewing as a much more talented player. As Arsenal get the break, pass it. Oh, Reece Nelson. Oh, with a breakaway chance to put it in, and he misses it. It's the side netting. Oh, great outlet pass too. Oh, caught Liverpool napping right there. Oh, Ramsdale with the long ball, something that he's been criticized and not being able to do over David Raya, and leads Nelson beautifully, gets it past the keeper, and creates space, but at a tight angle, and side foots it to the net, to the side of the net. Unlucky, but definitely a positive start there for Arsenal, and something that we definitely are not used to seeing from Ramsdale, doing the long kind of through pass, long balls, and Reece Nelson having the pace to get past players. And that's something that I definitely want to talk about with Arsenal right now, because I definitely do not think we have enough speed on this team. In particular, guys like Kai Havertz, no speed. Our fullbacks, no speed whatsoever. Kiwior, Zinchenko. Look, Kiwior just got burned right there. Because again, not fast enough. Ben White, another person with no speed, playing a right back. I don't understand Arteta's philosophy on not wanting speed on the wings to be able to backtrack and defend, and that's been a big problem for us. Not being able to our fullbacks not being able to get back if they go forward because the lack of speed, and then if they are going one on one with a really fast winger, there's absolute no way they can recover when they get one stepped or stepped over. If they make one run and stop and cut back, the speed difference is just killing us at the moment. So having these fullbacks with no speed is just again another point where of emphasis where I disagree on the philosophy with Mikel Arteta, or our disagreements on what talented players are really about. If you don't have the speed, you shouldn't be playing at these positions. I know he wants them to invert and have ball control. Yes, that's great. If they have the ball control like Messi, all fine and dandy. But if they don't, they got to have the speed to recover, and these guys do not. Um, And then the midfield getting overrun because we don't have the powerful or stronger presence of somebody like Thomas Partey or Granit Xhaka last year. Now we have Havertz and we have Jorginho and we have Havertz, Trossard, and ESR playing in there that are just not physically dominant enough to play in midfield. And I think that's one of the issues that's caused Martin Odegaard to not be at his best form this year because he has to cover and run much more in the midfield, kind of covering for what Xhaka did last year. Because when he starts with Havertz, Havertz is just going forward, playing quick 1-2 touch passes, not actually going out and getting the ball, and not covering on defense. So Martin Odegaard has to run back because he's faster and he's doing a lot more work. So when he's going forward, he's more tired or getting bullied off the ball, and it's not good. So these are some of the issues I disagree with Arteta. And even though I do think he's a tactical genius and he knows his game, I question whether he can manage players because I don't think the players are happy with his managerial, with the way he just picks favorites, sticks to the 11, doesn't rotate as much. And it creates a lot of disgruntled players on there because they don't feel like they're part of the team. They're contributing to the team. And I understand that he's got to get results and he's playing his best 11. But again, the lack of depth and the talent, the speed is there in question, and I just don't understand his philosophy. So there's a lot of calls for him to get let go and fired, but I don't think that's I don't think that's like what we should do. We got to stick by him. We got to play out the season, but we also have to question the way he manages the people, not just the tactics of the game. And then some of the tactics are questionable, and then his judgment of talent, I have big questions about because again, I do not think David Raya is that better than Aaron Ramsdale. I do not think having fullbacks like Ben White and Zinchenko with a lack of speed and pace is a good philosophy. I don't like having a midfield that gets overrun because there's no power or strength in there. And people that can only go forward. Arsenal are moving the ball pretty well inside Liverpool's box here. They're going after it. They're playing. They're playing strong. They have a lot of energy. That's always been the my biggest complaint about Arsenal in the past. The late Wenger years and then some of the early Arteta years is they have talented players, but they don't play with energy. You have to in sports. You have to go out there and give your all your energy. You can't underestimate or play down to the competition because again, you have lackluster performances that don't end up anywhere. Oh, inside the box, kicking it around. Good corner by Saka to get loft on it. Too many corners over the last couple of games. We're not even clearing the first man. We got to get the ball inside the box at a proper loop. These are easy things that these professionals. Oh, Kai Havertz with a strike from outside the box, something I haven't seen him do all year, and it was on target. So not bad at all. Keep that up, please, Kai Havertz. We need to win this game to build some momentum, to build some confidence, and to try to get back on track here. And also to show that the players are behind the manager. So we need a win. Liverpool are down a lot of good players. Mohamed Salah being at the African Nations Cup. Endo being at the Asia Cup. Van Dijk not starting, Robertson being injured, I believe. So yeah, they're Darwin Nunez is starting up front, who's been in a slump as well. So, but then the starting lineup that Arteta chose here, I was hoping ESR would get a run over Kai Havertz. Not playing ESR has been a very frustrating thing for me because I believe he is more talented than the players he is picking. But I'm glad he went to a double pivot, having Jorginho and Declan Rice, because I think that will allow Odegaard to have a better game as he doesn't need to work back as much on the defensive side to hopefully allow us to move forward more freely. So hopefully that that appears to be happening. We control the ball more. The two holding midfielders are controlling and allowing our front players to push up a little bit more. And the most lively person so far is Reece Nelson on the left, which he has been. And now I want to talk about Reece Nelson because I actually want him to play more, but not in the role that he probably wants to play because of our lack of speed on the fullback side. I'm hoping he can try out Reese Nelson as one of the fullbacks, either on the left or on the right, because he can invert into midfield with the ball skills that he has. And I don't think there's a faster player on the team defensively than Reese Nelson. So why not give him a go there, especially with the lack of speed and the lack of depth that we have right now, unless we go out and get somebody at the transfer window. Bukayo Saka down. Again, I don't really think Saka's been healthy all year. This guy, the speed difference from last year and this year, I can tell is not there. I've never really thought Bukayo Saka was one of the fastest players. That's one thing I think we definitely have a different mindset on as American fans and English or European fans or footy fans, is how much we value speed over anything. The 40-yard dash, or I believe it's like 3.5 meters on the metric scale for the EU. If a player cannot run a 4.5 40 here in the States, we consider that to be slow. Okay. Oh, a mistake. Oh my goodness, a mistake, and we can't even put it in the net. Hits the Odegaard hits the crossbar. How many balls are we going to try, and we can't even get it by the defenders? This has been the problem with Arsenal not being able to finish. A gift given to us by Liverpool's defenders making a mistake, wide open net, and we can't put it in. We're hitting them right at defenders. We're hitting them off the crossbar, or we're hitting them right at the keeper. We're like frantic in front of goal, not being calm, cool, and collected to be able to slot the ball in. It's like frantic, just kick it, or like dying to get it in. Oh, terrible finishing there by the whole team. All these chances that we create early on and miss deject us, demoralize you, and give the opposing players hope and more confidence that you're not going to score. So it gives them chances to bounce back in the game, and that's what's been happening to Arsenal. We've been not closing out or finishing these goals early on to like kill games off, and it's been giving the other teams. But it's also the giveaways in our passing. I don't think our passing has been fluent or crisp as last year. We give the ball away. We don't do the 1-2s as we did last year, and that could be something that has changed with Mikel Arteta's philosophy. But it hasn't been going well, and it's not crisp enough, and it's not fluid enough, and it's not clean. We give the ball away. We're making errors. And it's just kind of taken away from our fluidity here. Okay, 12 minutes have passed by. A little bad foul on David Luiz there. Liverpool with a throw in. Got to get my coffee and keep my energy levels up here for this game. Ben White crunching challenge there. And then one of the other things about Mikel Arteta mentioning, going back to discussing, has he lost the players in the locker room because the way he's always picking the same 11, not rotating enough, or playing favorites like Nketiah and Havertz. When players in sports know who's playing well and who's not playing well, and when the manager is playing players in front of the players that have the better talent or are better overall, when they see you picking favorites, it demoralizes them, and the players on the bench get frustrated. And so when he's picking Eddie Nketiah all the time, who's not better than Reece Nelson, who's not better than Trossard, who's not better than ESR, they take that as playing favorites. And one of the pieces of evidence to support this is Kieran Tierney, on some of the comments he made about possibly being recalled from Real Sociedad in La Liga to come back for Arsenal in January, and he said he doesn't want to. He said he loves playing at Real Sociedad, even though he's been injured most of the year. But he went on to say all the games that he was fit for last year that he didn't get any playing time in. So obviously that bothered him, because he knows when he wasn't healthy or fit enough, he shouldn't have played. But when he was, he felt he should have played because he felt he was better defensively than what we were putting out there at the end of the year. I think that was his point. So the fact that he doesn't want to come back and felt like he should have been part of the team more last year shows kind of a potential rift in the philosophy of Arteta, not giving burn to these players that should be getting players, and he's prioritizing playing other players who are not good enough or don't have the talent just because he likes them more. Like maybe he likes the way they train more or something like he. But it's favoritism, and players in all sports will identify this and not like it. So is this something that's going on at Arsenal? And Arteta has to change. He has to be more humble. I don't like him being this egotistical and saying, "Oh, I'm gonna, this Arteta thing. I'm gonna keep playing him until until the end of the season because I am sticking to what I think is going to work." You have to be able to evolve and change and admit when you're making mistakes. In this, all the sports I have played, recreationally, I end up being the manager because again, I have a good sense of the game. I think I do a better job at playing than at instructing people than actually playing the game because injuries have just hurt all my things. A couple of meniscus tears, a couple of Achilles tears have just killed my speed and legs. Preventing any chance. The one sport I thought I could eventually I could play at an elite college level was baseball, and got the opportunity to do so, but got injured. Injuries took over that right away because of me getting injured late on in my senior year in high school. But to the point of me always being able to coach players better because I have a great mindset for the game. I understand the game. I understand the winning culture that we have here in the U.S. So winning culture meaning I think here in the U.S. when we want to win a championship and we lose something, it's like the world is over. There's nothing else that matters. Life does not go on if we lose. Versus a European mindset is, we lost a game, we'll get them next time. There are better, there are more important things in the world. Life does go on. And the biggest stat I see what that makes me question this kind of mindset is England's one World Cup in 1966. This is this one sport that they care about more than anything, and they've only won it once. Where they keep messing up in penalty shootouts in big tournaments when they have the talent to compete with at the world's best. But the mindset I think is the difference maker here. When we lose the gold medal in men's basketball, which is not even the top sport here that we care about the most. It's all heard throughout the media. The players who didn't go play in the Olympics are now saying, okay, we're gonna go play to try to go win it back. It's like we lost the most valuable thing in the world and we cannot go on until we get it fixed. And then again, after losing the world gold medal, USA has always won the next one. So again, I think that kind of shows a different mindset that we have, where we do not continue if we lose. We have to do whatever we can to fix it. It's all about fixing it and winning and finding a way to win. It's all about winning. And that's the mindset I always instill in whenever I was teaching sports or whenever I was playing sports. I will do whatever it takes to win the game. For examples, when I used to play co-ed footy, I was one of the main keepers, but I knew that there was somebody better at goalie than me, so I always deferred my spots to him in the playoffs because I cared more about the team winning the championship than me getting overall glory. I identified that he was better than me at the position, and I had no problem relinquishing that because I'd rather win. It's not professional sports, so let's go win something for our charity, which is the league I played for and stuff. So Arsenal on the ball here, 18 minutes in. It's kind of slowed down into a control type game where teams are just looking for a little bit more possession right now. So this is something that Arsenal has definitely done throughout the year, trying to maintain more possession of the ball so they don't get exposed on the counters. And then so that's the philosophy with Arteta, and probably why he is fine leaving the slower fullbacks, because he thinks we can control the ball a little bit more. But no, we can't recover. We're getting burned on it. And the other big thing about our fullbacks is they cannot judge the ball in the air. We're getting, anytime the ball is looped over to a winger running at them, they can't judge the flight of the ball. Another thing that bothers me, a big difference, because we play baseball here and football, we adjust to the way a ball flies through the air much better. I see in footy so many times where players think the ball is landing at this spot, they jump and completely miss it. We see it a lot less in the MLS, even though the MLS is horrible football because again, the best USA sports talent is not on the MLS field because again, it's soccer or footy is like the 10th favorite sport here in the United States. So all our best athletes are going to the other preferred sports, and we're not seeing the best on the MLS, and that's another reason why we can never compete with the World Cup because our best athletes are not playing the game. Give us Tyreek Hill in the USA footy team. I'll show you a team that can potentially win a World Cup, in my opinion. So Arsenal progressing forward here. Odegaard controlling the ball, passing it in the box, trying the 1-2s. He does look a little bit more free because he knows he has the two holding midfielders. So he's on that right side a little bit more interacting with Saka, just like he was last year. This is where we missed Thomas Partey. Who knows what's going on with him, whether it's injury, whether it's just not being happy with his manager or Teta not being happy with him. But there's got to be some turmoil other than injury there that's happened and caused one of our best players to not be part of the season, and it has hurt us completely. So we need him to come back, or we need to find a replacement for him in January. And we'll get into the transfer window at halftime as we concentrate on what's going on here in the ball as Trent Alexander-Arnold playing an inverted midfield. Oh, gets the ball in the box. His passing is just tremendous. He cooked us in the Premier League game going forward. That one ball over the top to Salah that Zinchenko missed because he couldn't judge the fly on the ball, and then he didn't have the speed to compete. Let Salah cut back inside and hit the roof of the net. Here again, Trent Alexander-Arnold, a nice run through midfield to pass it forward, creating a cutback into the box that Ben White has to clear out for a corner when he could have cleared it out. That's another thing with Ben White. I think he doesn't. He's his football IQ. I question sometimes. He makes a lot of decisions that I don't agree with. He doesn't go out to players more. He lets them have too much space where they could get a shot off or a cross in because he knows he's going to get cooked. He's going to get blown by because of his lack of speed or his coordination and athleticism is not good enough. Here, a corner that Darwin Nunez actually gets a free header on. And hits it by the post. Another thing that we cannot do well is play defensively on corners because we can't judge the flight of the ball. We're never in a good position. Uh, and it's just been one of our Achilles heel in our defense that right now with a back three of Gabriel Saliba and Declan Rice with him as that holding midfielders is some of the best in the world. I believe that three is what's given our defense a lot better chances this year. Reese Nelson again trying to get past Trent Alexander-Arnold, who gives him again. I don't understand the what's allowed in terms of physicality in football. Like some shoulder charges are allowed that are not called. Like, what if you get a really strong player that shoulder charges a not strong player and breaks his sternum? You know, is that going to be a foul just because he's stronger than the other player? So sometimes I don't understand what the refs call and allow, and if VAR gets in play, oh, forget about that as well. Oh, here's Saliba almost getting passed by Nunez. Good pace for him to keep that ball and get it back to Ramsdale to get it back to us for possession. Declan Rice passes it to Kivior, who gives it back. Liverpool with the ball on the wing, about to cross it in here. Saliba heading it clear. Reese Nelson coming back to help. That's great. We need that. Declan Rice passing it back to Gabriel to clear it out. Havertz going for the ball. Misses it. Liverpool. Trent with the ball again. Passing it over. Foul on Arsenal. Liverpool with the ball. Jorginho complaining about the foul call on him. The ref calling him over for dissent. But he was obviously pulling Gapco's shirt. So I don't know why he's complaining. If you're caught grabbing a person's shirt, it's going to be called most of the time. So don't be yelling at the ref for that. But yeah, 24 minutes in, still scoreless. We don't know. All those early chances now seem even more painful, not converting one of them, especially when they let you kind of have him. Trent over the ball for a free kick. Now he's going to probably put a nice bender in the box. That's going to cause us problems. We can't be giving these free kicks. Oh, the lefty takes it. Okay, Ramsdale clear it. We got to head to it. Ramsdale comes out to collect. Good catch. Arsenal try to break here. Kai Havertz, bad pass, trying to get it to Odegaard. Again, these bad passes that turn into turnovers have been costly for Arsenal all year. That's been the bad, the interceptions off of our passes this year. I think we've already passed the number probably from last year. That's been one of the things about our game this year. Why we've not been as fluid as we were last year, because again, we're turning the ball over. I don't think a lot of the content creators in the UK speak to this, but the turnover rate has been tremendous for Arsenal this year in their passing. And again, the philosophy of Arteta trying to control more, meaning we require the passing more, but we're turning the ball over, which creates those counters for the other teams or better breakaway chances for the other teams that we've been hurt on because we don't have the pace to get back. Saliba and Gabriel have great pace for center backs, but we need that. We need better pace on the fullback side, and we do not have that at the moment. Okay, better passing here from the inside. Oh, good pass by Saka there to get it across. Nelson with the ball back to Saka. No, I think offsides is called. Wouldn't have counted anywhere or a foul on Penate. But better interchanging play there from Arsenal. Better like crisp 1-2 passing, something that we need more. I don't know how Saka gets called for that. Reece Nelson tries to put it back, but one timer, but Saka barely gets a touch on the ball as he tries to go for goal. Little soft kick, missing the majority of the ball. Soft roller to the keeper. Not a good strike. But yeah, the way Saka walks, it's like he's limping. Like there's something there. I mean, like I know a lot of people have been saying Achilles issues and things like tightness and things like that, which is something not to be played with. As somebody who's had two Achilles tears, one on each leg, but it could also be like plantar fasciitis the way he's walking. Something else that I've encountered, and a lot of people who play sports on a heavy basis know that if that's an injury there's nothing you could do about it. It's pain tolerance issues. It's in a flare up tremendously as you run on it, and it's something that can only be cured with like complete months of rest and staying off of it. Getting in that walking boot, 6 months. So if that's really the issue, then and Saka's trying to play through it, it's going to be like this all year, where he's not going to be able to have the full sprinting ability that he's been accustomed to because it's going to be too much pain. And something that he should also maybe think about is the way he does run. He seems like he runs on his heel and lands on his heel. He needs to be landing on the toes more to help if it is plantar fasciitis counter that. Playing a ball down the side to Havertz. Havertz tries to cut it inside to the middle. It gets stolen again, but Arsenal are able to recover. Back to Declan Rice, kind of at the top of the box, passing it to Ben White on the right with Saka. Saka passing it down the line to Odegaard. Odegaard in the box. Havertz tries to get in there. No. Cleared away by Liverpool. Jorginho at the top of the box trying to pass it. Havertz. Havertz tried to pass it. Liverpool clear it, take it, steal it back in the box, clear it out. Ooh, a good touch there. Is that Curtis Jones with that good touch to get it back to them to keep the ball? That was a good touch. Liverpool now with the possession, slowing things down. It's been a good kind of ebb and flow football game with both teams going forward, both teams trying to go for the goal. up and down the pitch. So a good fluid game, not your like a 0-0 type 0-0 type game. Good challenge there by Declan Rice to win the ball back. Passing it to, why did you take that one time, Havertz? Oh my God! Beautiful pass by Odegaard sets him up for a one-timer, and Havertz doesn't take it one time. He stops it, tries to cut back, and hits it off the defender because he mishits it. Oh, Havertz, this is a one-time shot you got to take there. Oh, it makes me question his ability and talent. That was an easy one. That was a well-known one-timer to take, not to take a touch and try to go past the defender and then kick, because that gave the other defender a chance to get in there to block. Oh, and you mishit it too. Oh, it's annoying. Again, this is a Havertz. I saw this at Chelsea. To pay that much money for this guy just killed us, because I'd rather would have kept Xhaka and used that money to get a Kudus or a Madison, who would have been half the price of what Havertz cost and twice the player, and are better defensively, and actually come get the ball and can help Odegaard and are actual can be backups to Odegaard, which Havertz cannot be, because Havertz doesn't want the ball. He just wants to lay off the ball and make the runs. I mean, the one benefit is that he's tall, but it's not, the talent level is not there. I don't believe. And the biggest data to show that the talent level wasn't there was during the summer, when they played in the MLS All-Star game, and they did the All-Star competition shootout, and he was the first person in one of the the talent competitions where you're getting passes inside the box, and you have to score from them from a one touch or two touch scenario. He was the first person ever in the in that All-Star game competition to not put one in the net. So every other person that has ever done that skills competition has put one in the back of the net, and Havertz didn't. And these are like 12 balls coming to him in the box, coming from the wings or coming from top of the box, and all you have to do is put him in the back of the net with a one time or take a touch and then strike. And he was unable to do that. Right then and there, I questioned the signing after seeing that. And obviously, I want him to do well because he's on Arsenal now. But again, a manager cannot play players that are not good enough in front of players that are good enough. It's favoritism and it's not competition. So when players are training, they know that no matter what they do in training or practice, they're not going to get the start because he's going to play the favorite. And that's not the philosophy. That's not going to work. And if he's doing this, then I don't want that type of manager ever at one of my teams, whether it's the Yankees, Arsenal, Notre Dame, or 49ers. I do not want somebody playing favorites. In growing up playing my sports, coaches played favorites, and it was disgusting. And it didn't help the team win. If we're about winning, you cannot play favorites just because you think it's not all about you. When you're saying you're playing favorites, or you're going to keep sticking with this plan, you're saying it's about you and not about the team and trying to win. You, as a coach, manager, have to humble yourself to say, I need to do what's best for the team, not what I just think. Oh, Ben White, what are you doing? Just knocking down Curtis Jones because you got completely skinned. You got crossed over. You were going to get blown by because you do not have the athleticism. You're standing upright, not in a defensive position, which allows you to do that. You need to be in a square base so you can move laterally, not standing straight up where you have no balance. Again, this shows the lack of athleticism this guy has and our fullbacks have. And why everybody think, I mean, we got away with it with him playing there last year. But towards the end of the season, his side got cooked. But Zinchenko's side got cooked, especially without Saliba there to help him. Now he sets up Trent in a great free kick spot, like right near as a short corner, that he's going to definitely put this ball in the box. Oh, thank God he hit it over the net. But a stupid foul because of your poor defensive posture and you not having the athleticism to overcounter it. You, if you don't have the athleticism, you have to put yourself. It's like guarding somebody in basketball. You cannot stand straight up. You have to guard them with a low center of gravity, defensive base, shoulders, feet, shoulder width apart, so you can go left or right with his first movement or where the ball moves, and you're in a backpedaling position as well. The fact when he's standing straight up like that, he can't move backwards, he can't even move forwards, and he can't move sideways with any speed. So one touch, he's gonna get by him. Again, he doesn't get too close to him because he's afraid of the player getting around him. So again, just bad defensive play on the wings. Arsenal with the ball, trying to move it forward. 15 minutes left in the half. Saliba, another giveaway, another turnover to Liverpool in their midfield. We're fighting to win it back. We do. Saliba makes up for his mistake by getting the ball back, trying to march up the field. Odegaard passes it to Odegaard. Odegaard tries to play a through ball. He does. Gets it to Havertz, who's offsides. Unbelievable. Oh, Arsenal okay, so after this game, there's kind of a 2 week break before the next Premier League game, which we need in which is to our benefit. And if we don't have to play a replay, if this game gets tied, we have to play a replay. And we lose one of those 2 weeks of 2 bye weeks, so to speak. But if we win this game or lose this game, we don't have to play for 2 weeks. So we have to either win it or lose it. A draw. I mean, a draw gives us another game, makes Liverpool another game. So, but it could just be another demoralizing situation if we do have to play again. We need to win this game to get the 2 weeks off, to rest some of these injuries, to get the squad's mind right, body right again. A nice over the top ball to Saka down the right. Saka 1-on-1 tries to cross it, defender blocks it. Saka back out to Ben White, gets it into the box nicely to Odegaard. Odegaard into the box, tries to play a little cross in, gets deflected and blocked by the Liverpool defenders. Back out to the center backs. Gabriel bringing it in, out to Reece Nelson on the wing. Reece cuts it back in, passes it to Declan Rice in the middle. Declan tries to take a shot from way too far outside the box. Just a dribbler to the keeper. If you're going to hit one from outside the box, make sure you're going to hit it as hard as you can. With pace like that, it's not going to get by anybody. Now Liverpool countering here. Okay, Saliba tracks back, passes it to the keeper, get it out. Oh, I didn't like that pass. Oh, I didn't like that pass either. Saliba, trouble getting it out of the box. Ramsdale, clear this. Thank you. A little too much cute trying to play out the back here. That's got to be a foul, ref. Thank you. Foul on McAllister, who a player I highly rate. Argentina, shout out Argentina World Cup champs. Latinos in the house. Okay, play resumes. Odegaard to Saka on the right. He's 1v1 with the defender. This is the opportunity he's got to take to cut. Oh, Ben White with after Saka loses the ball, Ben White gets to the ball and just drills one, going for goal, and it gets tipped over by Alisson. Oh, Alisson is playing, so they got their number one keeper in the game. So Klopp is going for this game. Good strike by Ben White here. Good form. Okay, a little bit of deflection off the defender, which helps. But still, it was on target. It was a good strike. So yeah, Ben White does have good passing sometimes, does have good good shot taking ability sometimes, but all that is moot. Oh my God, great corner by Saka again to Havertz, right on his head, and he hits it wide. He was so close to the goal. I don't even know how you can hit that wide when you have a free header like that. Oh my god! It's harder to make it go wide than it is to actually put it in the head it back to goal. So that's actually oh. And then again, this guy Arteta. I hate press conferences in footy compared to American sports. Another thing, you're allowed to lie your butt off in these press conferences. With what the state of injuries are for players and stuff like that. You're not, you have to honestly say what the injuries are in American sports, and that's the one thing I definitely don't like about, press conferences in Europe don't even matter for footy. Like I wouldn't even listen to them because again, they don't have to say, they don't divulge injury information. They don't have to say anything, and then we. So what Arteta's been doing with Havertz and Nketiah, and when Arsenal lose these games where they play poorly, is he's been like trying to be positive reinforcement, saying, "Oh, I'm so proud of the team. The team has been doing amazing, so great. That Nketiah has been great. Havertz has been great, and stuff like that." What we had a similar scenario here in American football with the Jets when Aaron Rodgers, the best quarterback, some say on the planet, gets injured and they bring in the backup who last year was horrendous, and again this year wasn't good at all, and everybody's questioning his. Why are they continuing to play him? Why are they continuing to play him? And the coach tried this positive reinforcement, saying he's our best shot to win. He's our best shot to win. I think he did well today. I think he did well today. While everybody else knows he's not doing well. And then in the end, it burned the coach because all that positive reinforcement did not lead to any good stuff coming out of it. A couple of maybe good games, 2 out of 12, but it's kind of like creating false negatives. It's lying to the team, saying, he's actively saying or thinking that these players are playing well when in reality they're not playing well. And he's lying to himself. He's lying to all these players. Saka gets a hard challenge inside the box and they don't call anything. Saka just like kind of ran into he ran into McAllister, who's smaller than Saka. So like maybe I think Saka just got caught in like a vulnerable spot on his chest. Yeah, McAllister leans in a little bit to give him a little shoulder in the chest. Again, I don't know. Again, this is a situation where, McAllister's a smaller guy that hits Saka, so Saka's not going to get that injured. But if it was a stronger guy than McAllister, like a Van Dyke, and he does that same shoulder charge to Saka, like Saka, his sternum, he's been done for the game. So is that a foul because he's a stronger player versus a not stronger player? I don't understand the physicality that's allowed in the game. It's kind of like in basketball where a small point guard fouls a big center. A lot of the the small smacks, the refs don't call sometimes, only if he really fouls them hard because of the size difference between the smaller and the bigger player. So that could be a little bit of what happens here in footy too with these refs. But anyway, Arsenal have won a free kick on their end. A good similar chance as Trent just had to get one in the box from the corner flag area. Saka's gonna take the free kick, hoping his left-sided in-swinger foot can get in there. He has been delivering good crosses from the corner spot. Let's hope he can put another ball in to somebody's head and we can actually get it in. All the Arsenal players are in an outside position right now. I never like when they do that either. Saka over the goal. Not a good cross. He gets the loft, but just a little too much pace that doesn't. He got too much loft that doesn't allow the ball to come down early enough for somebody to get ahead on it. Couple minutes left in the half, 3 minutes plus whatever added time they're going to add. I think Arsenal have been playing well, but they should be playing well given the players that Liverpool are missing. Even though there is quality on the pitch for Liverpool, and this is still I wouldn't say like this is a C team. Oh my God, Ramsdale came out to clear a ball and he hits it backwards. That's the type of stuff why Arteta went to go get Raya. You cannot go to clear a ball and hit it backwards and out of play. That was just these horrible touches that he sometimes has, which were big errors that created last year. Was when he went to go get Raya, but I don't think there's enough difference. I I think a goalkeeper should be tall. Raya is too short, even though he does catch balls well. Okay, Arsenal steal the ball here. Again, Havertz inside the penalty area, shoot the ball! And he shoots it right at the keeper with no pace. Oh my goodness! How many times can this guy just not be good enough? And I bet Arteta's going to say he is good enough. This guy he doesn't have the killer instinct. He's so passive. I never see him get upset. I always prefer players I see get angry and upset, show that emotion. I was a player that played better when I was angry. I know that doesn't happen to a lot of players. Oh, this terrible. play. Oh, just a soft strike. No power, no pace. He lets the ball, his first touch gets away from him, so it becomes too wide. But again, in a great position inside the box, he cannot convert it while playing striker. Gabriel Jesus would have scored twice, I believe, with the chances he had by now. And Ketia might have even scored once. Trossard should be in there playing the false nine. He would have converted those chances. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, did that hit the pole? Trent Alexander-Arnold on the counter hits the pole. I don't know if Ramsdale got a touch on that. What a strike from Alexander-Arnold on the counter. No, he does not get a hand on it, and it hits off the top of the bar. What technique! Unlucky. Trent almost he should have scored in the Premier League game where we drew 1-1, where he hit the post on like the 4-on-1 breakaway as well. So he's just got a lot of power in that leg, and his strikes go up. But unbelievable that we were put in that position again. When we get caught on a counter, because again, there's no pace on the fullbacks, the two up front. Saliba had to go out to Arnold instead of Kivior being there. No pace, no speed. It's okay to play players with no speed. It's fine on the wings, yeah. A position that requires speed. I value speed way more than footy managers or Europeans. Here in the States, we care about speed. We time like I said, the 40-yard dash is one of the most important metrics for us. Winning the 100-meter yard dash in the Olympics. If you look in the history of the 100-meter winners, okay, the United States and Jamaica own it. England, I think the last time they won a gold was 1992 and 1980. Philosophy. They don't either the speed's not there or it's not something that they care about. I think you don't need the speed if you can control and ball dribble and have great touches of the ball. Say like somebody like Messi, or you don't have to be as good as Messi, but you got to be able to dribble the ball well. You got to be able to control the ball well. Be able to like cut back on defenders or do those turns or your Cruyff turns and things like that. If you don't have speed. Zinchenko can do those little half turns and has good ball control, but again, he's small, so he doesn't have the power to dominate in the midfield space, and his striking is good but not powerful. So if he was bigger, yes, I would like him in midfield, but he doesn't have the pace or the ball skills and the touch. And Ketia, same thing. And Ketia, I believe his 40 time would probably be like around a 4.8, 4.9. I definitely am at the best of at the height of my playing career was faster than Eddie Nketiah. And that should never be the case for any Arsenal striker for his size. He is a short striker that with good quads and thighs that should be running a 4.540, and he doesn't. He has not enough pace for his size to be a good enough striker because again, he doesn't have the ball control. When he gets those passes in the air, the touches that he takes, not good enough. He can't dribble the ball. He's a goal poacher. That's how he gets his goals mainly. He poaches in front of net because he gets in a good position sometimes. That is not good enough. We're at halftime. Arsenal and Liverpool tied 0-0 at the break. Arsenal had a free kick cross in there right before half, but it was cleared away by Liverpool. So 0-0 at the half. Trent Alexander-Arnold, probably the best player on the field so far. And he's basically carrying the Liverpool squad. The midfield is holding it down for them with McAllister in there. Forwards running enough. But to me, it looks like Liverpool can convert the chances better than Arsenal can, even though Arsenal have had the better and more chances. But a 0-0 at the half is not what we wanted. We wanted This was a game that I was going into the game. I didn't think we were going to win the game. So until I saw the starting lineups, then I saw maybe we have a chance with Liverpool having so many players out. I thought maybe a draw, but I thought if Arsenal played to their best of their abilities, this is a game that they could win 3-1, something like that. And we've had the chances so far early on for that. And I think 4 good chances for Havertz, 2 for Nelson. and not converted. You counter that with a couple of good chances Liverpool has had, but to me, Trent Arnold is the best player in the field, and if he gets another good chance, he's going to bury that in the back of the net. I think the next chance Nunez gets, he's probably going to bury in the back of the net. Luis Diaz, the next chance he's probably going to bury in the back of the net. So that's what worries me. I think they're going to convert their next chance while Arsenal is still flopping around inside the box with that. Too many turnovers. It has been a little bit better passing, and I think having the double pivot allows us to control the midfield a little bit better. But again, our fullbacks are exposed. Kivior not fast enough, even though he is playing a little bit better than before. But I think he's not trying to invert as much because Arteta said don't invert as much because we know you're going to get cooked if you stay on the wing. So yeah, that's what's going on. But yeah, 0-0 at the half. Let's hope Arsenal can right the ship and get this much needed victory. The way the game has gone so far, this would be a good win if they do get it. It could be something to build momentum. But again, if Arteta does not make the switch for Havertz, the many missed chances he's had, it's going to show favoritism again. And if ESR doesn't come on for him or Trossard doesn't come on for him and he brings in Ketia on for him, let's say, it's going to blatantly, again, show favoritism. And he's putting himself above the team and not being about the team. So, again, I do not want that from a manager. And I do want to stick up and say, he's made us into a contender. He's brought. I think technically the best people that are on the team were brought in by Unai Emery. And look what Emery's doing at Aston Villa right now, which is kind of scaring me because or did we make a mistake not sticking with Emery a little bit longer? Because the talent he brought in did turn out to be really good versus the talent that Arteta's brought in has been like 50-50, where it's either really good or really bad. No in between. And the prices that we're paying for these people is not the juice is not worth the squeeze. And the fact that we cannot sell players, the fact that Mikel Arteta chose to sell Balogun and keep Eddie Nketiah is reason enough for me not to be upset with anybody that says Arteta should be gone. That decision makes me question his ability to judge talent and ability. It puts him into so much question. I 100 totally 1,000% believe Folarin Balogun is, I think, at least 3 times the better player than Eddie Nketiah. And to sell him and not Nketiah when we could have gotten probably slightly less money for Eddie Nketiah, and right now Balogun be playing up there and scoring goals for us, I'm pretty sure of it. So the fact that he sold that guy to keep Nketiah, the fact that he keeps playing Nketiah, the fact that he brought in Kivior last year and he's playing him at a fullback, and I don't know how good he would be at center back, even though I think there is some potential there. The lack of speed that he has, I technically don't want him, but I'll give him a chance. But I want the speed. Paying that much for Havertz, continuously not making subs when he needs to make subs and just rotate players. All these things are very worrisome, and I think do not make him a good manager. You have to be able to do the people management as well as the tactical sports management. He knows the game. We all watched the Amazon series last year, which made me fall in love with him. But I thought he was including everybody in the team more. So the team had much better chemistry and felt like a family. Him not rotating these players and giving players and him playing players when other players believe that they're better than the players that he's playing is creating dissension and turmoil in the squad. Rumors have it that bringing in Raya and benching Ramsdale like that pissed the players off because again, the players were wondering why is this happening? Right? Just because this part of his game is a little bit better, he doesn't stop the shots that Ramsdale stops, but he controls the ball better. But he doesn't have the height that Ramsdale has. So in the end, Ramsdale makes those mistakes, but again, Ryan makes those mistakes because of like his height, which would happen in the Chelsea game in the Mudryk. He's had two balls on crosses that have gone in over his head because either his height or he can't judge those balls. So they're both making mistakes. So to create dissension among the team by bringing in similar players made no sense. So again, I'm questioning his talent evaluation. The prices that we're paying, not being able to sell players and get money, is just atrocious. And that's the state of the game. And then I also do want to talk about ownership because this is a very talked about this is highly talked about in the content creators in the EU and UK, where they're blaming the Cronkies for who own Arsenal for not spending money on Arsenal, not putting all their attention in there. And I think we should clear up how owners work in the United States versus how owners work in footy. Okay? In footy, the owners dictate and manage and have much more influence over their team that they own than they do in the United States. In the United States, the owner basically does nothing. It's all the general manager. The owner is just there to collect checks and to sign checks. He has very little decision making authority over the U.S. teams. Okay, so to, in my opinion, I don't know if the Cronkies are paying too much attention to Arsenal because they leave that to executives as they do with the American teams. They're not making the decisions. The general managers make the decisions in the American sports system. The general managers knows the salary cap, knows how much they can pay players and which players they have to cut because they can't go over a cap. In footy, there is no salary cap. There's no budget um, on how much you can buy or sell buy players for, except with the financial fair play system because there's got to be a certain amount that you sell players for before you can buy players. I'm not 100% sure on how that works, but there's basically no cap in how much you can buy a player for as long as you sell stuff. In the US, there are limitations on how much you can spend in every sport. Baseball is slightly caveated because it's unlimited. You can buy whatever, spend whatever, but you're going to pay a luxury tax penalty. Basketball has a similar thing in effect now. So when all the European content creators out there, UK content creators say, oh, the Cronkies are bad for this club, I disagree. The Cronkies have won championships with each of their American teams. Colorado, they own the Colorado Avalanche hockey team. NHL won in 2022. They own the Los Angeles Rams, won the Super Bowl 2022. They won the NBA championship last year, Denver Nuggets 2023. And then even their MLS soccer team in 2010, the Colorado Rapids won it in 2010. What I think the Cronkies are just are more familiar with the American system. They they know which people to hire and put in charge of their teams in America who do all the work and manage all the ins and outs, all the money spending, all the trades, all the transfers, all the cuts. That they pick the people who are making all those decisions. In footy, they don't. I don't know that either. They know that they have to be the ones saying this, or they're not picking the right people to be in charge over there because of their hands-off approach with USA Sports. We cannot. They cannot. You cannot say that the Cronkies are spending so much more on the American teams than they are in Arsenal because again, there's a cap. There's only so much you can spend. There's only so much you can pay a certain player. It's got to be divided up, just like your fantasy leagues in the UK, where you have a budget on what players you can buy. So yeah, if you get like Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne in your squad, you know you're gonna have to get a very cheap goalkeeper, a very cheap left back, right back, because you only have so much you can spend. Same thing when the content creators over there say that they paid all this money to Nikola Jokic in basketball, why can't they do that at Arsenal? In basketball, again, there's a cap. you can you they Jokic got the biggest contract because there's stipulations in the NBA for teams when they draft somebody to try to keep them there long term. They can offer that player more money than any other team without counting against the salary cap. Or I don't know exactly how it works, but it's something like that. So therefore, they can offer the biggest contract to a player than any other team, but it's not the same as saying they're going to offer the most money than any other team to somebody. They can because it's written into the players agreement, into the players association league policy rules, whatever it is, to do that stuff. So they're not giving the most money to these players. It's what they're allowed to give these players. Again, the Cronkies are picking the right people in the U.S. because they're winning championships in the U.S. I think they are paying more attention to Arsenal because of the money that Arteta got in the summer, and we floundered. We got all that money, and we didn't sell properly enough. Again, not getting enough for Balogun. We shouldn't have sold Balogun. We shouldn't have sold Shaka. We shouldn't have spent that 65 on Havertz. Timber was the best signing. We shouldn't have done this David Raya loan deal, even though it's not really hurting us because it's a loan deal, but with an obligation to buy, we owe that next year. There, we haven't been spending. Rice was worth every penny. Declan Rice was worth every penny, and Timber. Those two signings, and then Trossard last year. I think even Jorginho. I know everybody hates on it, but I like having that leadership, that knowledge, presence in the locker room. The only problem is with Jorginho is that we've been in a position where he's been playing too much. He should be a player coming on for the last 30 minutes to give his max energy versus a player starting multiple games back to back. And that, because of injuries, that's what's happened. Not having enough depth in the midfield, that's what happened. So it shouldn't have just been Jorginho that we bought in last January. Should have been another midfielder as well. That was the problem. But I like having that experience and leadership qualities that he has. That brings a lot to the locker room as somebody who's been in the locker room and in high leverage moments and important games would know. Obviously, not everybody is going to know those intangible qualities that a player can bring if they've never been in a locker room like that or played the game at a level like that. So again, there's going to be differences in what fans value and what fans want and the fans winning mentality. I'm always going to want to win at all costs type mentality. So if fans come on the page and say, "Oh, you're being too negative," or like, be more positive, we got to try more. No, no, no. Yeah, that could be your mindset as a fan, but that's not a winning mindset. If you I know, I believe I know what it takes to win because I've been part of winning teams. I know what the winning mindset and the winning culture that we have here in the US. um if you've played if there's fans that never play the sports but love and watch the sports religiously. There are fans that play the sport but weren't good at it but play because they love it and just want to try it. There are fans that have played at a mediocre level and know what it takes to win games, lose games, things like that. And then there are the fans that have played at a high level, uh, that know what it takes to win, what causes losing, all the ins and outs about player chemistry, camaraderie, inside the effort you need to give in training and things like that. That's that's the mindset I come from. That's the view I come from. And again, winning at all costs. So fans could say, "Oh, like, if they think I'm being unrealistic, then I'll say, have you been in a situation like that where you've been in a very important game in the locker room where you need to win or lose, where you were good enough to help a team win?" And I've definitely been in those scenarios. I wish I never got injuries, but that's the mindset I'm coming from. I'm not saying that you can't come from all these different mindsets or scenarios. That's the uniqueness and value I bring, or my point of view that I want to bring across on this channel. We're about to begin the second half. Doesn't look like any changes were made. But yeah, let's get a win here, Arsenal, please. Second half is on the way. Jorginho kicks the ball back to Ramsdale. Ramsdale punts it up front. Yep, no changes. Nobody dragged off at halftime. Doesn't want to make any embarrassed. Doesn't want to make any players get embarrassed. But again, this is a situation where he's going to probably wait too long to make the changes and make the switches. He can't continue to wait till like the 70, 75th minute. He's got to make the changes at the 55, at the 60 minute for them to have influence and effect in the game or have enough time because again, he's not giving these players enough time when they come off the bench either. Reese Nelson down the left gets the ball stolen by McAllister. Liverpool clears it away. Back to Saliba. Saliba regains control, passes it to right, passing it across the back line. Ben White with the ball, deciding who to pass to. Kicks it out wide to Kivior, or to Odegaard. Odegaard back to Declan, passing it around the back still. Saliba back to the middle to Jorginho. See, having Jorginho there helps. Ooh, that's got to be a foul. You dragged his knee, Luis Diaz, so it's got to be a foul. Kivior wins the foul. Kind of was going to do a little turn there. And if he didn't do the turn, he was going to get the ball stolen, and Luis Diaz was breaking away on goal one-on-one with the keeper. So, free kick, Gabriel taking it, passing it back across the line. Again, this control system, passing it back, wanting to win the possession stats. Jorginho having to pass it back to the keeper. You got to remember, Raya's not there. It's Ramsdale. You got to be careful with these passes back to the keeper. Oh, no foul called there. Canote and Havertz get tangled up. Look, no foul given. Should have been. Canute definite. Oh, so Canute grabs him, but Havertz keeps sticks his leg out to trip kind of Canute. So I think Canute was awarded the foul because Havertz lunged at him, and that was blatant. So again, another mistake by Havertz, and he's on the field. No problem. Again, there's some players that can play so well where they keep calm, cool, and level-headed. And then they're the players that play better when they're angry. And Havertz doesn't change. It always seems like he's just relaxed on the field. So, but I gotta be able to see him play at a great level if he's gonna keep that relaxed attitude, and he hasn't. So when I don't see him get upset at things, I'm like, it bothers me because I know he cares and he wants to win, and all the criticism has hurt him, but you got when you have this lax attitude and you relax so much, you're not playing with that aggression and fire. It's gonna create more criticism on you. So he's kind of like creating a bigger, badder situation for himself, I believe. But again, with in all sports, winning hides all the problems. So when Arsenal was winning and he was helping chip in some of these, goals that were like Nketiah type goals inside, getting in the right positions in the box, being in the right place at the right time, goals that any good team that gets forward will create. Was hiding a lot of the issues with him. But again, it's still Saka breakaway. Oh, space. Oh my goodness, he couldn't cut it back inside, and he hits it into the defender. And this is Joe Gomez, who apparently has his number because he held him down in the first game that they played. But this was a great ball over the top to Saka. One-on-one with the defender. He tries to cut him inside and again hits it. The way Arsenal strikes the ball right now is like they only hit a quarter of the ball. Oh my God, what a good strike from outside the box by Joe Gomez now. Joe Gomez stops Saka on the defensive end and then goes and gets the ball on the offensive end and hits a good strike that just barely goes over the bar, but kind of on target. Much better than he gets all the ball compared to Saka, who touched a quarter of the ball. So out of I would say 75% of the shots we've seen today from Arsenal, when they've went to go hit the ball, they've hit a quarter of the ball, meaning they're not hitting the ball squarely. And that's been a big problem over the last month with Arsenal and the losses that they've had. And Again, it questions like what type of training is going on. What are they doing in practice? Are they pressing too much? But stop this. You got to be cooler and calmer and focus on hitting the. I'd rather have you hit the ball dead center, roof it out of the stadium, than hit a fifth of a tiny piece of the ball, hit dribblers, and and hit it into defenders or hit dribblers to the goalie. That sucks. That's not good. You guys are professional players that should be able to square up the ball whenever you want to square up the ball. Okay. Battle in front. Odegaard wins the ball down the right hand side, trying to control the ball and pass it back. He does to Saka. Saka to Jorginho. Jorginho tries to play at 1-2. Doesn't get it into doesn't get it back to him. Ball's deflected. Liverpool are blocking the ball great. They gotta be. Arsenal have to think better about the passes that they're making. Oh my goodness. Luis Diaz cutting it back. Oh, he makes somebody for who was that? Kivior, who got ankles crossed, slipped on the floor like an Allen Iverson crossover in basketball, got his ankles broken to the ground. Thank God they were able to block it and get it out of the box. Ooh, that was a Nunez kind of shoulder handball, but Ben White is able to clear it. Oh my goodness. Luis Diaz just cracked Kivior. Just cracked him. Oh no, he didn't. Okay, it was Kivior just lunging for a slide block. But Luis Diaz held the ball and then we got the block. Okay, thank goodness. That would have been embarrassing to get Allen Iverson crossed over like that. Okay, Liverpool cleared the ball with Allison trying to lob it forward again to Luis Diaz, who beats Kivior down the right hand side again. Luis Diaz with the ball top of the box. Oh no, that's Darwin Nunez. Oh my goodness. To Curtis Jones, who roofs it. But Luis Diaz cooking Kivior down the right hand side where they can just play that long ball over the top because Kivior is not fast enough to. I mean, I don't even know if Kivior is faster than my little niece right now, 7-year-old kid. Liverpool maintains possession in the box to Curtis Jones, who gets a shot off over the net. It doesn't look like Arsenal's going to score in this game. Or Odegaard with the ball in midfield. Nice little dink. Pass to Saka. Tries to control it almost. Again, Liverpool stealing the ball, blocking the ball, creating the turnovers. They're pressing, creating the turnovers. Right now, they've second half they've had the majority of the ball, continuously creating turnovers with their press. Arsenal turning up the ball over, being flustered as they have the ball. And now Liverpool consistently sending these balls over the top of our fullbacks because the wingers are so much pace here. Cuts them in front. Oh my God, Darwin Nunez just again. Ben White down a ball down the left hand side over the head of Ben White because Darwin Nunez is faster. Darwin Nunez runs at him, cuts to his favorite right foot because of the space that Ben White is giving him. Because again, poor defensive posture, just standing straight up, not in a defensive position, allows him to cross him over to his right side to get the shot off and almost scores. If he bends it a little bit more, it's in the back of the net. The space allowed and his defensive recovery skills are horrendous. Oh, just bullied off the ball there by Luis Diaz. Reece Nelson on the left. Let's hope he got called for a foul. Yeah, I thought that was aggressive. Very aggressive from the Colombian there. They're both Reece running down the left side and shoulder charge by Luis Diaz. Again, sometimes that's given, sometimes that's not. But it was given this time because I guess Reece Nelson was the clear winner to the ball. Was going to be the clear winner to the ball. I'll always defer my football knowledge to, the uh, to the to especially everybody, all the fans in the UK because that's your game. You guys grew up with it. I've only been a real footy fan maybe for the last 15 years. The reason I picked Arsenal was Thierry Henry. Played with him in FIFA all the time. My favorite player in footy was him. I started playing because of him, so I was always I never liked footy because it wasn't physical enough. I didn't like all the foul calls. You can't hit people. Um, that's why American football is my passion, my first love. Um, even basketball, I kind of started to not like as much because again of all the foul calls. Baseball, I think, is a little bit different because you could peg somebody with a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Oh, good tackle there, Ben White. Let's break here. Let's break here. Oh, that's a foul. He got held up. Nope, didn't get called. Again, Odegaard gets taken off the ball so many. Oh my goodness! Step to him. Step to him. Step to him. Again, Ben White not stepping to the ball inside the box, creating space, which allows a cross to come in, or the bending ball into the back of the net. Liverpool with the ball, controlling it again, because again, anytime the Arsenal get the ball within the third pass or the fourth pass, Liverpool's already stealing it back. Okay, Liverpool give the ball away here with a bad cross. Arsenal with a throw in, getting it to Reece Nelson down here the left side, trying to control the ball again. Oh, Arsenal with a bad pass that probably should have been stolen, but lucky enough, Jorginho gets there first. McAllister lunges into him, creating a foul, which was given to Arsenal. But again, the passing is not there, and we're not playing the right pass. We're not playing the pass to the spot it needs to go. We're playing it close too far away from us that allows Liverpool defenders to get there. Okay, Arsenal with a free kick from about 20 yards outside the box, closer to the left hand side. Odegaard going to take it. Arsenal players in the off-pipe position. They run back. Oh, they play a little through ball. Havertz crosses it. And unbelievable. Good cross, but nobody can get ahead to it. Saka tried to kick it in and he kicks it completely wide again. Another great scoring position and just another horrible pick, touch. I don't know what to say. Clever play, a clever set piece play to get Havertz in the left hand channel. He gets it in the box. I think he was playing it into a running Saliba for a header, but it wasn't close enough to Saliba. Oh no, it was Gabriel. It wasn't close enough to Gabriel, which landed to Saka. Maybe Saka called him off, and the ball's ends up being behind Saka. His leg. He tries to lift his leg to get his leg wrapped around it, but no, it's his leg's bending a bad shot, and it hits the top of his leg and goes over the crossbar. Not even close. Another wasted opportunity. Another bad shot on target. So again, we're getting all these shots on target, but none of them are good. We don't hit the ball properly. We're not looking to place it properly or aim properly. Frantic, just not quality. No quality finishing. No quality finishing. 10 minute. 10 minute. We're at this almost at the 60 mark. Liverpool with a free kick here after the shot went wide and Liverpool substitution. Oh, going back to the Cronkies, I think they will eventually figure out that they have more control and say in footy, or they will hire somebody, not his son, maybe somebody else working with Edu. They will find somebody because again, I believe they do hire the right people in the U.S. The general managers that they have in the U.S. are all making the right decisions and are all considered really good GMs in their respective sports. So there's got to be somebody there. I think they will find somebody, or they will invest because that's the last sport that they haven't won. So I think we need to give them a little bit of a chance here. Yes, I know you can blame them for all that's happened while they've owned the club, but again, I don't think they've been paying attention to it because they're used to the American system where somebody else runs the team and is involved. So they've probably been letting Edu or whoever the else has been the operations leader to lead the day to day and run it, decide on spending and how much to spend and stuff like that. I think. Oh, what a no! My God, Saka! Arsenal get a ball in the box, a deflected shot that goes on target, that goes over the head of Allison. Allison gets a lucky hand on it, hands it to Saka right in front of goal, and Saka puts it over the net again. Another horrendous. Again, Saka's just been not good this year. And then, like everybody say, I never said. There's so many that say Saka is like this really great winger, really top talent. Um, I say Saka's just a very good winner. I don't put him in world class. I don't think he has the speed to be world class. I don't think he has the dribbling ability to get to to be world class. Because again, Arsenal here down the right, because when he gets double teamed, he cannot get by those double teams. Mbappe, even Dembele, uh, I like the way he dribbles by double teams. Your Salah can get by a double team or get it out to play a correct pass to get out of a double team. Saka still needs to learn that before I consider him world class, and I don't think he has the speed. And I think a lot of that could be to an injury or plantar fasciitis and stuff like this. Again, I don't think his ball striking is powerful enough either. That needs to get more stronger and more powerful. Arsenal balls deflected inside the box. Odegaard yelling at the ref that it went off a Liverpool player for a corner, but it's a corner's not given, a goal kick is given. I think Odegaard kicks it off Canute before it goes out, but it wasn't given. And now Martinelli is coming on for Reece Nelson. He doesn't take Kai Havertz off. He takes Reece Nelson off, who's been been playing better than Saka or Havertz. This is the favorite. Again, this is favoritism. I'm sorry. I would assume most fans here can say that Reece Nelson has played better than Saka and Havertz, yet he chooses to replace Reece Nelson over Havertz and over Saka. And I know he's not going to replace Saka, but you got to replace Havertz because of how many missed chances these guys have had. And I would, as a player, this would piss me off because again, I'd be like, even if he's not calling my number, I'm saying you're not putting the play that needs to come on when we see what the problem is on the field. This pisses players off. So again, I'm not coming as a fan, as a fan. I'm saying this as a player, as a former player. This would be pissing me off because I can see who's playing better, and you're not. This is you choosing favorites. You sticking with your guns is a philosophy of playing favorites. You're saying eventually these guys will do it. Yes, maybe, but you're willing to sacrifice wins, ties, things to eventually get these players at that level. And we don't want that right now. Not if we're going to win something this year. This is not, maybe he's thinking for a plan to win next year or the year after, but I want to win this year. So I don't like this philosophy. Again, like that's the ownership's decision to make if they want to win this year or next year or down the line. But as a fan who wants to win and I don't know. At the beginning of the year, I thought we had the players to win, but with the injuries of Tamayasu, Timber, and Partey, and the decisions to get Havertz and left Balogun leave and keep, I didn't think we honestly had a title contending team. You hope for it, but I don't think. If I was placing a bet, I wouldn't have said it. I actually had Liverpool and Man City above us as my predictions to start the year with that. If seeing what Timber could potentially do and how we beat Man City, I thought maybe in the Champions League, and if we get the right draw, we could get ourselves to a final. And if we have Timber, Gabriel, Tomiyasu and Saliba in the back with Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Martinelli, Jesus, and Saka as the starting 11. I put that team to compete against anybody, especially at the form Timber was on and the form that Tomiyasu was in right before we had this sudden dip. And then to get our front three playing, not as good as we needed last year, but at some level close to that. And then Partey and Rice mixing and mingling in there in the midfield and having that dominance at the midfield level. I could see us beating anybody, even your Madrids. in the right game. Not over a long season because we don't have the depth. So that's why I thought there's a chance more with Champions League. There's still a chance of that, and I think that's really the only chance we might have. Maybe if the FA Cup, if we can win this. Saliba gets booked for a yellow card. Not good. Diego Jota's in. Liverpool just maintaining control here now, and pushing forward a little bit stronger, having more possession of the ball. Um, Not creating those chances yet, but starting to assert themselves more in the game. Fresher legs on there because of the subs we're making. I can't believe he took out Reece Nelson and didn't take out Havertz or Saka. It's just I mean, you're playing favorites, bro. You're saying it's you're saying you're not being humble, and you're saying it's you over the team. Okay, because I'm sorry, you can't say that you're doing what's best for the team to win today. This might be a long-term vision, or more of a longer-term vision that you're going with. But no, man. Martinelli down the line, crosses it inside the box, makes a run down the left, crosses, and then Saka gets called for the foul. Oh no, he doesn't get called for the foul. Thank goodness. Passes it to Rice to the top of the box. Jorginho to Rice. I mean to Saka inside. No, Saka plays the wrong pass, turns the ball over. Liverpool clears it back out to Saliba. Arsenal with the Rice with the ball close to the center, a midway line. Kivior passes it to Kivior, who's inverted to the midfield. Again, passing it to Rice. You know, trying to hold the ball a little bit here, passing it amongst our back line, gaining control, slowing the game down a bit. Saliba passing it inside. Looks like Havertz has dropped back a bit, not leading the line. Oh, no. Havertz is forward a bit with Kivior being more inverted. Wow, Kivior is very deep in the box. Oh, Martinelli gets down the left, tries to play it inside to Kivior. But look at Kivior. Kivior's in our box. You got to run back to defense, dude. You're so slow that you're not going to be able to help and provide cover, dude. You should not be this far up the pitch, in my opinion. If we get countered, we're toast. Arsenal with the ball in our box. Martinelli gets it inside the box, nutmegs him kind of. Blocked again. Oh, Liverpool defensively. This is what they did in the first game. They know where the ball is going. It's like they have cheat codes or just are in our brains. They know what pass Arsenal's going to play. Is that our predictability because we're not original enough anymore. That the free kick where we didn't bend the ball in the box and played kind of a through ball down the side to Havertz and he tips it inside as a cross was the first piece of original creativity I've seen in a month. And we need to do that more with our again, another cross that doesn't get past the first defender. Get height on the cross, get it inside the middle of the box. Stop kicking crosses that are so low that and only to the near post that don't even beat that near post defender, man. It's disgusting. I hate when professional players do this because that's not where you want a cross to be. You don't want a corner going that low where you're it's never going to clear the head of the guy defending at the front. I don't understand how pro players hit that bad of a corner kick. Because during my playing days, like I never got a good bend or a good pace on it, but I was able to lift it, so it never got to that defense. Oh, breaking away here. Oh shit! Here comes a 2-on-1. Oh, bad pass that allows us to recover. Oh my goodness! Thank you very much. I don't know if that was Jota. The pass to Luis Diaz on the break. We were completely cooked, 2 versus 1, but it was a bad pass that allowed. Oh, Kivior gets him off the ball. Pass it out. Don't do a stupid. Oh my goodness, Arsenal, you are spared blushes there. Just clear it out. Stop. Okay, we get lucky because of a foul there. But I don't know who that is. Is that Elliott? No, Harvey Elliott on the breakaway in a counter, 2-on-1, plays a pass, which is the correctly to Luis Diaz, but he played it behind him, and he Luis Diaz couldn't slow down his run enough. He had so he lost balance trying to get back to it, and and it ended up going behind him. If it's a better pass, he's scoring one time easily. We were destroyed, countered there. Again, the issue for Liverpool is the final pass that allows them to get the touch on the ball, that final strike on the ball. That's what's hurt Liverpool because they're creating the more optimal chances. No, they're creating more breakaway chances, odd even breakaway chances. We're creating better scoring chances with like how close we are to the box, but they're creating like 2-on-1s, 3-on-2 scenarios on the break because they're faster and their passing is better. Their problem is that last pass in as they get inside the box to create and that final strike. Arsenal win the ball on the right side here to Saka. Saka dribbling past two defenders, plays the wrong pass again that allows Liverpool to recover and steal the ball. He tried to pass it to Odegaard when there's obviously a defender running right behind Odegaard, faster than Odegaard at the time. So it should be known that that defender is going to get to the ball before Odegaard. But no, he plays it in there because he's frantic and he's a little bit worried that the double team is there. Again, a guy with a world class striker has the touch and the dribbling ability to get that pass to somebody else in that position, in my opinion. So again, when everybody says, "Oh, the fact that he doesn't sub Saka off enough because he thinks I don't know what he thinks he is the best player in I disagree with that philosophy. I think especially this year, he hasn't been playing good enough to not be subbed off. And I never believe any players, you know, at that level. Martinelli plays a bad pass again inside the box. Arsenal steal the ball back. Declan Rice passes it out wide to Saka. Saka tries to go for goal. Horrendous, soft, miss hit, typical, disgusting. Let's see where he hits this ball. No, he does get the proper ball, but again, no power on it, not enough bend. It could be injury or, yeah, or that, you know, it's just like in any of the sports, and when you track things in fantasy, you see players have these breakout seasons, and then the next year they have dud seasons, and then the third year they rise a little bit better, but they don't hit that peak that they hit 2 years prior, and that's really their real level. So I think Saka just played out of his mind last year. I don't know if that's really who the player he is. He's got to be more consistent with that. He's got to be more consistent with that in order for me to say he's going to be that type of player all the time before he does it. And this year has shown no, it is inconsistent. Havertz just steps on Trent Alexander-Arnold. Bad foul, bad coordination, and eye-foot coordination on his behalf, showing again lack of athleticism by this big, tall guy. Not good. But Darwin Nunez down the left-hand side for Liverpool, inside the box. Thank God we're able to block it. Cleared. Oh, beautiful clearance to Martinelli that gets called for a handball. Unable to bring it down with his chest, brings it down with his arm. But we cleared the ball at least. A big problem where we have conceded goals is when we are able to free the ball away in our own box while block a ball or deflect it loose from a player dribbling into our box, but we're unable to clear it because either we want to take one more touch or we want to play a pass within the box to play out from the back, and that gets stolen, or we make a mistake, and that leads to them optimizing and scoring the goal on us. Again, the 75th minute, Havertz is still in the game. No change, but Martinelli coming on for Reece Nelson. So whatever changes might come in, I don't think have enough time to make an influence on the game. Trossard should have been in by now, and ESR should have been in by now. To not have ESR given a chance is just ridiculous, man. To keep him on the bench is just... This guy deserves a run. We need him. In order for Arsenal to have better depth and to be better this year, we need ESR. We need Reece Nelson. We need Trossard. those those are our depth. We need those guys to be playing well and to not give them chances over guys that are not even. What's the point of not trying ESR right now when Havertz keeps missing and is not doing anything in the second half? He's not trying to get the ball because again he's probably he knows he had a bad first half. Saka missing all these opportunities and he's not 100%. So oh my goodness, a through ball to Havertz not controlled. Good pass by Jorginho, not able to control by Havertz. A nice looking through ball, a little pacey, but players that are good enough make that touch and stop it. Just not good enough. Not good enough. And then, there could be fans out there saying, this is okay. They're playing well enough. It's 0-0. Again, what standard are you judging that from? I'm judging things from this is what how good I believe you should be. And when you're not playing that good, or in order for you to win, you got to be playing at a certain level. And this is not it. In order for you to win big things, this is not the level to do that. And I know that because um, you you can't be complacent with this. You cannot. If you're going to win big things, you cannot be complacent with performances like this. You can't say this, it's good enough. No, that's not going to get you any titles. So if that's, the mentality you want to have as a fan, no problem. But, that's not a mentality that wins stuff. Oh my goodness, Liverpool inside the box. Good save, Ramsdale to block it. Oh my goodness. Liverpool just, you know, it doesn't even seem like they have control possession that allows them to get the ball forward. Long balls that get to one player and then one pass from there that sets things up to get Liverpool in the box and Nunez with an open chance on goal. Saliba kind of gets in his way, only leaves him one angle, and Luis Diaz was going for the corner. Oh no, he hits it closer to the keeper. Ramsdale in a good spot to get the save. But again, Liverpool more likely to score than Arsenal right now. Liverpool with the corner, Trent on it. This is where I'm scared the most because we are not good at defending these. High ball into the box. Oh my God. Diego Jota again. Diego Jota, open header. One of the shortest guys on the field with an open header that he heads it into the off the crossbar in the middle of the box. Trent with a good ball. High enough. Ramsdale should be coming to collect that because of how high it was, I believe. But I think, who was marking him? Saliba was marking him, I think. Saliba marked Diego Jota, who's half his size, and Jota was able to get a head on it and hit the crossbar. That's not good. That's not good, Saliba. You are way bigger than him. So again, that was a misread of where the ball was gonna go by Saliba. Jota was in the right place. Or you could say Jota knew where the ball was going to land and was in the right spot. Saliba thought the ball was going to turn a little bit more and was not in the correct position. Now Liverpool down the left-hand side with Joe Gomez. Who is this on him? Saka on the left-hand side playing defense. Coming all the way back, working back to defend because we're struggling. Now probably working to get this draw. Good defending. Oh, how could you call that a foul? How'd you call that a foul? Oh, that was great. Graverson. Oh no, Gravenberch. Did Odegaard kick him? I don't know. I thought that was a soft foul, but wins a free kick for Trent Alexander-Arnold and basically a spot that's a corner kick with 11 minutes plus added time, and Arsenal have no goal in sight. More looking like we have to hold on for a draw and get a replay, and then we are at Anfield, which we won't get a win there. Uh and this potential could lead to a goal. Oh my goodness, good cross in, and there it is. I knew it. Luis Diaz. There's the goal for Liverpool. Just a touch that he puts on these balls, on these crosses. It's like he can place where to go and put it in, and he puts them right on the spot, and we cannot defend from corners. We got every corner they've had, they got a good header on goal. They've had good chances. This is just sad. This is just sad. I mean, they want it more. They want it more. Oh no, this isn't. Is this an own goal? I think it's an own goal. Yeah, it's off of Kivior. Off of Kivior. Even worse. Own goal. Own goal. Even worse. Off of Kivior. But again, the ball that Arnold puts in, a nice soft hurling bender. So all it takes is an innocent touch from somebody for it to go in the back of the net. But just, I mean, like, as a defender, you got to be able to, again, judge the ball properly where it's going to go, where the ball's landing. So you can put in your head in a position to clear it the other way, not have it hit off your right side and go into the net. Damn. Oh my God, Martinelli. This is very. This is. It's kind of depressing. You really don't know what to say because when another team shows you that they want it more than your team, that's the depressing part about it. These high. Oh, okay, come on. That was a handball. I thought another high long pass, top of the box. Oh my goodness, they're gonna score. Okay. But again, how quickly Liverpool can counter us with those long balls over the top to the wingers. The wingers get the control, get it back in the middle, and can create. They'll create some. They'll do a pass. Oh my goodness! So no ESR and no Trossard. He brings on Enketia. Who did he bring on Enketia for? I think he brought on Enket. He's kept Havertz on the pitch and brought on and brought on Enketia for somebody else. I think he brought on Enketia for Jorginho. So he didn't bring in a Yassar. He didn't bring in Trossard. Two better players than Enketia, and he brings in Enketia. Again, playing favorites. So, again, that disgusts me from a manager. And he has every right to say, I believe these players are better than other players, but the results are speaking for themselves. So it's like, are you judging? What are you judging talent based on? It's just, I don't see it. Again, if 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 an offensive lineman from NFL right now runs a 40-yard dash against Edward Nketiah, I'm putting my money on an NFL 300-pound lineman. Okay, that's how slow I believe Nketiah to be. I believe him to be uncoordinated, which is why he doesn't touch the ball well or dribble with the ball well, and why he can only make those straight runs to poach for goals. Only one time I've ever seen him kick a ball from outside the box into the goal, and yet he brings him in. Because again, oh my goodness, a good ball by Martin Odegaard for a header. Havertz hits it into somebody, not getting a good touch on it. Arteta looks very nervous and flustered because I think he knows there's some pressure on him by the fans, media, and we're about to be knocked out of another cup. No silverware. So the pressure's getting to him but that's what I'm saying. Pressure's getting to him, and he continues to stick with his guns that are not working. That's the frustrating part. So that's what I'm saying. He's sticking to his guns. Therefore, he's saying, I'm choosing my ideology or what I think is best over what is better for the team. He's not doing what's best for the team by picking these players. He's doing what he thinks he needs to do. Like on I know on good on in all sports on good teams, the veteran leadership has meeting. They have player only meetings. They have management meeting. They have they'll talk to the manager and say, listen, we need to give this guy a run. We need this guy. This guy needs to work on this in practice. Okay, like there's no veteran leadership. I think on Arsenal from these players saying to Arteta, yo, until Nketiah and Havertz do this in practice, please give ESR and Trossard more playing time. Oh my God, it's ridiculous, man. I'm so, as somebody who I believe I can identify good talent in sports, athleticism, speed, pace, ball dribbling ability, and also good sports logic and mindset. And these guys don't have it. Every time we try to run at somebody, they steal the ball from us. Even with their younger players and their bench players, just doing better than our supposed best players sometimes. But we haven't been able to create more chances in the second half than the first half. We Liverpool have the better chances, more. I don't know what the possession stats is, but no, Liverpool looked the hungrier team. Arsenal looked the more flustered team. The team playing with more pressure. The team playing with more anxiety. That not playing free, but also it's just talent. These guys, these people don't have the talent that Liverpool have. Playing players like Nketiah, Havertz, Kivior, Ben White, drop Jorginho, bring our talent level down. And when Saka's playing at this level, he's not doing anything good. Kivior down the left. Again, they steal the ball. It was a good pass by Odegaard, but again, we can't control the ball. We can't get the ball because Liverpool's there to steal it. They know where we're going to pass it, and have two guys there all the time. They know where we're going to pass it, or or it's just bad passing. We don't do the correct pass. Okay, so now ESR comes on for Havertz, and now Trossard comes on for Kivior, I believe, with maybe like 5 minutes left. What are these guys? How can they get in the rhythm of the game with 5 minutes left? How are you only giving these guys? Oh. So that's the only that's the only time I think you know you don't in all sports managers do things that they want to go with, and that you disagree with, and they end up right a lot of them more of the times because they know their sport, they know their team. Um, when they when they when they start making decisions, and it's and things are not going well, and the decisions are based on players that you don't think have better talent than the others, and and you question why he's going with this and that. That's when I think you got to question: is it time for this guy not to be in charge anymore? And then that's the thing about the European press conferences. We can't get the truth from it. In the U.S., you question in the press conferences. You ask the manager or GM, why are you playing these players? Why they have to provide some sort of context as to really why. Arteta's just going to say, oh, they're really good. They work really hard and stuff like that. Not that, like, listen, they've been finishing the ball in practice. They've been outshining other players in practice, things like that. He's not going to tell us the truth of what's going on, which I also hate. I want to understand why you are playing Nketiah and Havertz, why you are fine not having any pace on the fullbacks. He's never going to explain this because he doesn't have to tell the truth. And the only reason, only justifications that he has to provide those reasons for to himself or to his staff. But the players can't be happy because, again, the players can see Havertz and Nketiah are not good, are not better than ESR and Trossard. They're not. Yet he chooses these guys over those guys all the time. And even with Tierney's comments, the fact I think that was a shot saying I should have been playing more than I was last year proves that mindset that there's got to be turmoil, and there's there's some anger and frustration there. And when a manager can't judge talent well, you oh my goodness, we almost got a repeat of what happened. Darwin Nunez on a ball into the box manages to clear it. I thought he might score an own goal, but he clears it wide. He does it right, and Nunez and our guy does it wrong. Okay, Martinelli taking another corner. Let's see if he gets it over the first defender or not. Okay, he gets some loft on this one. Good ball, that one was. Liverpool able to clear it out, though. No, there was time there, Odegaard. Odegaard, again, passes, it gets stolen, and now Liverpool are breaking. Liverpool are breaking. Okay, good. Stop. Okay, get to that ball. Ramsdale. Okay, good. They stopped the break properly. Maybe we can break here. 4 minutes of added time to go. Okay, Rice gets taken out on the break. That's got to be a yellow card, but it's a smart yellow card because he stops the break. Now Liverpool can reset. So Arteta now has to say these players are not good enough. These people I have are not good enough. I he's like I don't understand because he's not trying anything else. He's just bringing using the same players. The one difference was he brought Nelson on this because he tried Nelson on this one, but he continued Havertz up the front instead of when we were scoring the most goals. I thought we were scoring the most goal when Trossard was playing the false nine. Not actually when Jesus came back, but it was Trossard playing the false nine role. We were scoring the most goals. So why not go back to that? Why not try that? Why not try ESR? I think we need to do the double pivot, but ESR on the wing, something. We're just throwing balls into the box now with Liverpool getting clearances on them. Corner kick to Arsenal coming up though. 2 minutes to go. This is at Arsenal's ground too. I think this will be the second loss in a row now for Arsenal at the Emirates. Officially a losing streak now. What, 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6 maybe? Ooh. That's not a blip anymore. That's reality. A corner kick that gets collected by Allison. So yeah, with the amount of games that we've lost now in a row, that's not a blip any longer. That is reality. So now you have to say for sure it's it's a top four race and not a title race in my opinion. Can we? Tottenham look more fluid and better than us at the moment. Okay, Liverpool clearing in the space. Oh shit. They look so much more dangerous every time they're in the box because of the crosses that they get and how they get them. Liverpool with the smart fouls every time we break, taking out our players in a you know in a soft type way so they don't get reds, but it's yellows because they're taking us out on the counter. But it's smart because it slows down our attack. The only way they could get burned is on the counter, and it gives them a chance to reset. And we're definitely not breaking them down the way we, with this squad, breaking down a low block. Now Arsenal just have to take Ramsdale, pump one in the box, try to get the ball forward for the last 30 seconds. Liverpool headed away. Back to Ramsdale. This is, you know, Ramsdale deciding what to do. I don't think he even has the leg to get it in that deep, to be honest. But again, they do better at long balls than us because they know where the ball's landing. We do terrible job. Now they're on the counter. I think this is Jota. Jota's been deadly from this. Oh, we get scratched. Yep, 2-0. Luis Diaz. Was that ESR who tried to block the pass with the back heel? They opened us up on the counter and end the game with the 2-0 victory. Wow, the Liverpool fans are more happier than the Arsenal fans. I mean, are louder than all of the Arsenal fans. Klopp just smiling. I actually love Klopp. I think he's my favorite manager in the Prem, even though I think Pep is the goat. Um, but again, I think this also shows an experience on Arteta's end because his reluctancy to try to change, to try different things in terms of the people that he's selecting, or his vision. He refuses to change his vision because he's like sticking with the sword and dying by the sword. With Nketiah, Havertz, slower fullbacks in the background, and there you go, full time 2-0. Liverpool over Arsenal 2-0. That's how we start our NFL Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, give it to you, Pool. You guys were good. Klopp, you're the man. Arteta, slow to go shake his hand, a petulant child, in my opinion. Um, walking onto the field. See, that's the other thing. Arteta, when he, when I think Arteta was better at Everton than he was at Arsenal. But the one thing you always saw with Arteta as our holding midfielder is how slow he was. I think that guy ran like a 5-1-40. So I think maybe that's why it's in his hand. But Arsenal looked dejected. Like Arsenal, Arteta out in the midfield. I don't know if he ever shook Klopp's hand. If he didn't, I'm gonna be very upset with that. Trent, you're a baller. You're the man. Again, England doesn't know how to take advantage of your amazing skills because they can't win anything. And yeah, so another horrible loss by Arsenal. Couldn't score again. Again, all those early chances early on. When you miss those, you can't finish. Keeping Havertz, bringing on Nketiah, not bringing on ESR and Trossard to the very end. And then again, instead of him saying, well, I guarantee the press conference, he's going to just say how proud of his players are and things like that. What he should be saying there is, okay, with what's happening right now, I got to look at myself in the mirror. I got to see what's going on. This is on me. I gotta try to figure out something. I gotta try to do something. He should be putting all this, not even saying how much proud he is of the team. Stop that nonsense. That's not gonna change. That's not gonna make our players better. That's not gonna get us back in form. You have to say to yourself, I need to look in the mirror. I need to do something. Okay. I need to ask for help. You should not be afraid to ask for help. His ego cannot get the better of him. If his ego is going to continue to control him, that's when I say I don't want him as a manager. And then I'm not gonna. I don't want. I'm never. I hope to never say I want somebody fired. I want somebody gone because I never want to put somebody out of a job. They need to provide for their families, things like that. I'm just gonna say what my opinion is and let the owners decide what to do. So this ego that he's showing right now, you've seen it in a lot of managers in a lot of sports, trying to stick to their guns, and they're going to go for it for a period of time, but this is a long enough sample size now where I think most of those managers would say, I got to look at myself. I got to get better. I got to try some different things. Okay. We still don't have the players back, or I don't know. We're not going to go get anybody. It looks like anytime soon. But now we got to. He's got to say, I got to look at myself in the mirror. If he doesn't say that and continues to spiel the same nonsense and lie to us and say, "Oh, I'm proud of my players. I think they all played great. We had so many chances and we were just unlucky." How many games in a row can you be unlucky before it's not unluckiness, it's talent and skill that you don't have? That's what it is right now. We are not talented or skillful enough as these top level teams or even these mediocre. I mean, the way we lost to West Ham, everybody's saying all those 66 chances in the box again. The, um, saying to have that many chances and not converting them, that's not being good. That's being horrific. to have that many chances and not make any go in, that's being horrible. And to continue that trend, that is bad. That is bad play. That is bad form. That is bad skill. What is going on in practice? What is going on in training? We, we have more insight into what's going on in practice and training on the U.S. side, because we have media presence there, we can see what's going on. And so on. We don't get to see anything that's there. So we have to just trust what the manager is saying more than that's why in the U.S. we can hold managers more culpable because there's people there. We see the video. We get video clips of what's going on in practice. Who's doing good? Who's doing bad? So they can't really lie. And with the European press conferences, this guy lies so much on them. Uh, but if he's not going to change his stance and let his ego go, continue like this, then I don't want that from a manager. I never wanted to play for a manager like that. I never wanted to be a manager like that. Um, it should never be a dictatorship. He should be asking, guy, right now. He should be saying, going to the players in the locker room, "What do I got to do to fix this? Tell me, we need to fix this together, okay? You guys tell me." And they'll say, "Yo, let's try this, let's try that," and they'll say who should be playing, who should be not. It's just, if I just can't stand the ego because I mean, egos. You in sports to be the best. All the best players in the world always say they have complete confidence in themselves. They say, I'm the best wide receiver at that position. I feel I'm the best DB. I'm the best, like Ronaldo. I'm greater than Messi." You got to believe you're the best. To be, you got to have a high confidence level. So yes, even managers too, and things like that. But there comes a point in time where you have to have your sports knowledge and see what's going around. No, I'm not better. Again, recognizing your limitations. There, there's so many times as a coach I've gone into games thinking, okay, we should bury this team. We have so much better talent in that, and we end up losing those games because again we either overlooked those teams, didn't put that energy and effort, or on that given day they played their best and we did not play our best, and that can happen on any given day in a sport. Like there's days where everything just comes together and teams can play. That's why no team can ever win every game. No team is going to be perfect because that's what happens in sports. Teams can play with energy and things like that. But teams those moments and those games happen when the team is playing as one, when people are have trust in each other. There doesn't seem to be a trust in Arsenal when they're on the field. Uh, I I I'm trying to like relate it like in basketball or even NFL when teams turn the ball over a lot of the time. All the teams that turn the ball over a lot of the times, and it's the main cause of losing. I see that as one of the biggest problems for Arsenal right now. Though the way we're passing, we turn the ball over way too much, which creates the counters for us. Arteta has been kind of everybody's been saying it, trying to control and limit the breakaways by controlling the game more. But when you turn the ball over, when you're controlling the game more, and the ball gets turned over, it's the same thing as the counter. We're getting countered, and our fullbacks are so far up the pitch, inverting and don't have the speed to get back. So there's always outlets for the long passes to go in, or the counters through the middle where two passes and then they're breaking on us. So it's the turnovers in this control system that he's got, and we have no speed. So this philosophy of him not wanting speed on the side, and the talent that he's got out there has now just questioned me. Is he the right man for the job? And I wish I could just ask him if he thinks like I don't want a manager that doesn't value speed on the wings especially. So if he were to say I don't value speed, then I don't want him as my manager. Uh, if you say these are my like I'm trying what the form that these with Havertz and Ketia, like what can he say is going on in practice that he can say to the play like ESR Trossard that why these guys are getting more minutes than you guys. I don't know what he can say. I don't know what he's saying in practice to those guys that justifies it, other than I believe in these guys more. Which again makes me question his view on talent, and I don't think he can judge talent appropriately. Therefore, if he's going to judge talent, if this is his talent evaluation level, I don't want that as a manager. A great manager knows talent, knows who's playing well, who's playing bad, knows who needs a day off, knows who needs who can play. Last year, again, it was something that all came together. Everybody had career years. It's gonna happen. So yes, we've identified some great players. Saliba, Gabriel partnership, boom. Zinchenko against teams with no fast wingers, and we're gonna have 90% of the ball. Perfect to play him there. Same thing with Ben White. He doesn't need to be fast. He just needs to be a tall center back for crosses and stuff like that. He's never get burned down the wings. But if the other team has fast guys and they're gonna come at us, we need faster guys. We need better midfield. We need you need to rotate players more. You need to keep those players on the bench part of the team. You need to create a better environment and chemistry there. That he's not doing that, and his arrogance. That's what I think it is. It's this arrogance to continue to play these guys. And I still can't justify Balogun getting sold over Nketiah. I can't. But this is the direction we're going down. But yeah, so we're gonna leave it there. Uh, Appreciate everybody tuning in. Please like and subscribe the channel if you like this video, if you like the commentary, if you like the content. Leave your comments. Give me your points of views. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos for all my sports teams going forward. Hope to do live streams going forward and producing more of this sports content for you guys. As you know, sports is something I love, and I've grown to love all the YouTube sports content creators out there. They've given me the passion to try this. They're they're awesome to listen to. I respect them so much. I really enjoyed it. Like to the point, growing up in the past here in the States, all you needed was ESPN. This is, you never had this. You never listened to other people besides ESPN. So to have like this point of view from fans as content creators, I it's kind of taken me into this new world that I've enjoyed and developed a passion for, and it made me want to be involved because I definitely have a voice to speak when it comes to sports, and I definitely have definitely changed how I speak on sports and speak on players because as I mentioned in the past, I was definitely more of a sore loser, a lot more anger in me, and now I definitely feel I don't want this channel to be that so much hate in the world right now, so much negativity. I just want to try to put a different point of view of sports across kind of a positive view, even though you're going to judge it on a statistics based level and I'm going to always judge things on quality. What's good quality? What's bad quality? Who I think is good? Who I think is bad? Again, I don't wish anything bad to anybody getting fired, getting taken off a team. I'm just going to say whether I believe you're good enough to be playing if you're good enough to win a championship, to be on a team that's going to win a championship. Right now, Nketiah is a young player. Um, I think he could do better for his career being on another team where there's not much pressure. Um, he could be more of a focal point. But again, I don't. Again, the reasons I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's fast enough for his height and size and the position that he plays. Um, I don't think he can dribble as good enough. I don't think his touch is good enough. Havertz, I don't think his striking ability is good enough. I don't think his dribbling ability is good enough. I don't think his touch ability is good enough. I think he does make good runs. He knows how to create space for people. But when you're not when you're in midfield, you cannot be a player that just continuously runs. Pass me the ball. I'm going to pass it quickly to somebody else. No, you have to work, maintain position in midfield. That's why Odegaard has not been good because he has to do more work in the midfield. So, and now today we see him playing forward at striker and all the chances that he got and couldn't convert. So I don't mind, I don't want to say that, okay, or Arteta, you see something in him, go get him. But the price that we paid for him and what it did to our finances has now hurt us more than the benefit of him joining the team. So him paying that price hurt us versus getting somebody like Kudus or Madison for half the price and being able to either retain Xhaka or get somebody else in midfield or somebody else at left back or at fullback has hurt us. So him making these decisions are all on him. And now there's no way out for him. So if he's gonna stick by this and if ownership comes to him and say, are you sticking with this plan? If I was ownership, I'd be like, okay, you're done and you're probably done now. If like, and this is another thing that would definitely happen in the US. Ownership would have a talk with Arteta right after this game. The owners in any sport would, after a losing streak like this and what's going on with the run of play, after this game, they would be like, we're having a talk. What's going on and what's your point of view going forward? If Arteta's going to say, no, we're just in this rut, these guys are awesome, I believe in them, and we're sticking to the system, and I'm not changing anything. If I was ownership, I would say, if you refuse to change anything, I question your logic and what you're seeing here, and I don't know if I want to keep you much longer. If he comes and says, "Listen, I'm going to go to the players and say I'm going to and ask them for help. We need to try different things and fix things." Okay, boom. You gotta be humble. You're being humble and you're gonna try to get things fixed and try different things because what's out there is not working. And if you it's like um complaining about something day after day after day and expecting things to change, but they're not. That's the definition of insanity. This is now too many in a row of where this happened. And this has happened all year, though, where we've only scored a couple goals a game, where we've had so many chances, and we've not been clinical. There's only been some games where we scored 4 or 5, where the clinical finishing was at its best. So this has happened throughout the year, and throughout the whole year, we've played this system where Havertz is in midfield and Odegaard has to work more, and the fullbacks, we get counted on. So it hasn't been that good all season. So if he's going to tell the ownership or management and say, I'm going to continue doing this, but the thing is, also ownership has to go speak to the players. You have to get the point of players, the players' point of view, and so owners like NFL owners would ask the team captains, yo, what's going on? Let's do, before they bring in some players, or if they're what's going on with the coach, they get their point of view as well. If the players say we don't like what's going on, the ownership has to take that into consideration. Especially if Arteta says I'm not going to change anything. If Arteta says I'm not changing anything, this is what it is, and then they ask the players and the players say we don't like what's going on, I would say okay, we gotta try something different. We gotta part ways. If Arteta says I'm going to ask the players for help, we're going to change. We're going to try different things, and then you go ask the players. No, I'm 100% the man behind the manager. This is what's we're fine. Trying different things. We're gonna communicate better. We're gonna work on things. This is our guy. You keep him. The players will let you know. I cannot 100%. I if I was in Vegas and putting a bet on it, if ownership went to these players after this game one on one and said, should we keep him? There's no way I think ESR Trossard, um, ESR Trossard, some of the other youngsters, I don't know if he would get 50% of the vote behind him right now, and including the players on loan because they're still part of the squad. No, I guess you shouldn't count them because the plan is to get rid of them. But I don't know if he would get 50 percent of the votes saying we're 100% behind him. I'd be very interested. Anyway, that's where we're gonna end it. Let me know your thoughts, opinions. Please comment, like, subscribe, share. Let me know your thoughts. I'm gonna listen to the comments. Let me know what I'm good at, what I'm bad at, because I just want to try to get better and produce better content. I'm definitely coming at this from a humble point of view in terms of I want to give good content out there. I want to be respectful and mindful of who listens to me. What the and what my potential fans would like and want to hear and see. So let me know. Hope you liked the video, and you know, wish everybody a good week or a couple weeks off for all you Arsenal fans. I'll be putting out other content on some of the other teams and sports news updates throughout the week. So check out those videos as well. So we're gonna sign off here. Wish everybody a good and healthy week, and God bless to everybody. Okay. Till next time.